So hello and welcome back to another video, fellow coin collectors, and in this video we're looking at German coins of the Second World War and also after the Second World War. So I'll show you these soon, and we're seeing which coins are good to collect. So during the Second World War, Germany did change their currency. They did issue a bronze 1 Reichspfennig. They also issued a 2 Reichspfennig, which they took out of circulation. They issued aluminium bronze 5 and 10 Reichspfennigs, and they also issued a nickel 50 Reichspfennigs. Now they did issue Apple coins. They issued nickel 1 Reichsmarks, and they also issued silver 5 and 2 Reichsmarks. And these ones we just changed the banknote form. So we're not talking about those. And we're not talking about these, but that's just an introduction. And these coins are just zinc and aluminium. So they did experiment with iron and zinc during the First World War. In 1916, they pretty much changed over the coins to iron and zinc with an aluminium 1 Pfennig. Obviously, this one's zinc. And they issued a silver coin up until 1919. So this was really a rapid introduction of base metal coins to highlight that they were really focused on the war effort. So here we have 2 coins. Not too sure on the mint mark. It looks like it might be J, so it's probably a common coin. This one's A, and if we flip them over, this one's 1945. Obviously, the obverse side is a lot better than the reverse. And this one is 1943. So 1943 is a common coin. So these zinc ones from 1940 to 44 are quite common. So the dates that you wanted to get are 1945. So here we have a 1945. And that one, with the Berlin mint mark, which is A, has a mintage of just 17,144,000. So it's not rare, but it is also not common. So the highest minted coin is about 100 million. And so in this condition, you're probably talking a minimum of $5. And that's so much. These ones are probably, like $1 or $2 in this condition. So they're very easy to get. But the rarer one you want to get is the 1945E, so that's the Saxony mint, and there's a mintage of 6.8 million, but most of those were pretty much not issued for circulation. Saxony was overrun by April, May at the latest, so it's a lot of those coins were probably still at the mint when Germany pretty much lost the war. So while I don't have a 1 Reichspfennig of those coins issued after the war, in 1945-46 they issued 1 Reichspfennigs without the swastika. So the swastika's there. This is a 5 Reichspfennigs, we'll talk about that in a minute. So the 1945F, 1945 and 1946 F and G are the only ones, and there's only between 1 and 3 million of each, and they're all pretty rare. And if you wanted to buy 1 Reichspfennig for 1945-46, you're probably talking a minimum of $10 for a poor grade coin. If you want one in good condition like this, you're probably talking about $100, $200. So they're a very expensive coin to get. So the second denomination is the 5 Reichspfennig, and the rarest coins you need for this one are the 1942E. So this one is G and D. The 1943B, so the Vienna, and the 1944. So 1943B has 838,000. So I'm not too sure why it's a low mintage, but it probably costs $20 to $30 in a pretty low grade coin. The 1944G. With 3.5 million minted, that's also rare. And this coin here is a 1941G. So that is a very common coin. And as you can see, it has a swastika on it. And it's different than this coin here. So this is a 1947 issued after the Second World War. As you can see, they've removed the swastika. And this is only issued in 1947-48. So around 1945 or 1946. But there is only certain mint marks. So this is a 1947D, which is the only mint mark issued for this coin in 1947. Has a mintage of 60,528,400. And this coin here is probably a $40 coin. If you wanted in better grade, so this grade's very fine. If you wanted in better grade, you're probably talking about $100 to $200. And this one seems to have doubling on the lettering. So as you can see on the E and U, you can see it's got doubled there, doubled there. So this is probably re-engraved. Or, as I don't see doubling on the eagle, I don't think it is a double struck coin. So is there any doubling on this 47? No. And looking at this, I've just realized that that's doubling. So it's probably just re-engraving. Because there's no doubling on the date or the eagle. How about this side? So, no. There's a little bit of corrosion where the zinkies are reacting and probably forming another molecule. But the doubling on that one, if it's not common, would increase the price quite substantially. And also you got, there you got a die break. So the die's broken. So that one is probably a more expensive coin. Now I haven't analysed to see if any other 1947s have doubling like that. Most likely it's pretty much overlooked because when you get these coins you don't really look for that. But I expect you to do it. Okay, the other 1948 coins are A and E, so the Berlin and the Saxony Mint, and they're also very scarce. And you're probably talking about $40 to $50 for those coins. Okay, so then we have 10 race Pfennigs. So these ones are pretty common. So this is a Berlin mint mark. So that is 1940. So these ones you're probably talking about $3 to $4 each. D for not for 1941. So that's Munich. Another A, another Berlin 43. Another D for 1943. And the coins you're looking for are 1943G with 3.6 million. So you're probably talking about $5 to $10 for that. 1943J with 1.8 million. And that one probably at least $10 easy. The 1945, which because Germany lost the war in pretty much April, A for Berlin 7.1 million and E for Saxony 4.8 million. Those ones are probably going to cost at least $10 minimum. So they are not an easy coin to get. And after the Second World War, they issued coins without the swastika. So this is a 1947. As you can see, it's not in that good a condition. I'll probably say it's fine condition. And if we compare it with the swastika, you can see they've removed it and just put a tail there. But they've kept everything else the same. And this one's F. Only Stuttgart and Karlsruhe issued these mints in Saxony. So 1945 F, 1946 F and G, 1947 A in Berlin, E and F, and 1948 A and F. So obviously they didn't produce any in the D mint mark, so Munich or They didn't produce any in Hamburg. And, Vienna, they went on to issue coins for Austria. So this one has a mintage of 1.268 million. But it seems to be the most common to get, because the 1948F with 19.5 million is a lot harder to get than this. And all the other coins have a mintage of less than 5 million. And they're all pretty hard to get. So this one being the easiest to get. In this condition, you're probably talking at least $40, $50. That's what I've seen them sell for. If you want higher condition, then you're probably talking a lot more money. So that is the 1, 5, and 10 Pfennig and what they cost. So then we have the 50 Reich Pfennig, and the ones that you want to get are the 1939 coins. Those are all pretty low mint, at least 5 million or less. And here I have that's 1942, maybe it's on this side. This one is B, yep, 1939. And this one has 5.4 million. In this condition, you're probably talking about $10. But this one is a higher grade coin, and it is a 1939 D. This is a mintage of only 600,000, and in this condition, you're probably talking about $20. The lower mint coin is the 1939G with 560,000, which is classed as rare, so obviously not many of them survive. But the 1939J with 1 million, so nearly double this, it's also classed as rare, so not many of them survived. So you're probably talking about at least $50 for those. That's all I've seen anyway. But you never know, you might be able to get a bargain. So from 1940 to 43, they seem to be quite common. But the Berlin mint mark, do I have a Berlin mint mark? So Austria, yeah. Okay, so here we have a Berlin mint mark. These are the most common. So 1941, I think it's about 36 million of these. All the other mints have only 10 to 20% of whatever the Berlin minted. So if the Berlin minted, the 36 million like this one, then we have Austria. They usually issued only 10%, so probably 3 to 4 million. I can't remember the mintages off the head because there's just too many of them. For 1939, 40, and 41, there's 7 mints, so you need 7 coins if you want them. 42 had 6 coins, there was no J. 43, 5 coins, no E and F. And 44, 4 coins, no A, E, and J. And they didn't mint any of these in 1945. The British, Americans, French, and Russians just issued a banknote. They didn't worry about minting these without the swastika that we see here. But I believe that there are patterns that they intended to just test to see if it was viable. But I think as a punishment, they just wanted the Germans to have really a terrible currency at the time. And the ones you want to get in 1944 are the G with 1.19 million. So do I have any 1944? I don't think so. I've only got one 1942. They seem to be harder to get than the 1940, 41, and 43. So here we have 1943. None of these are scarce. And the only other years for 1944 were B, D, F, and G. So obviously they didn't issue any J or A mint marks. So 1944 G, considered rare. You're talking, I haven't even seen any for sale, but I would say you probably, in this condition, probably talking about $100. That's just a guess, and they fluctuate. So one time you never know, they might actually put a few on at the same time. And if that's the case, then the lowest generally sells first. And if the highest is too high, then they'd have to reduce the price just to be able to sell the coin. And here we have, nice coin. Let's have a look at the last. So I have only got, out of 37 coins, I think I got 24, so nearly there. But the 1939 is going to be a tough guess, a tough answer to actually get. Anyway, here's where I'll leave the video. I hope it helped you with your collecting of German coins. And just take care out there. Just remember, there's been a few thefts of coins from people and also from transport companies. So just be careful with these coins because once you lose them, you lose them. You never get them back, really. Thank you very much and have an awesome coin and banknote collecting time. Thank you and goodbye.